and with it, a mix of heavy rain and snow to parts of the Midwest and the Great Lakes. Meteorologist Mike Seidel joins us live now from South Bend, Indiana. Snow's been coming down big time there, Mike.
Indeed, we're in the thick of it now, Chris, and you can see on the radar the darker colors. It's all coming up around the storm, which is well to our south, going right across really the confluence of the Ohio and Mississippi rivers downstate, where they've had thunderstorms, and we've had over 60,000 customers without power. But the snow now coming down at about an inch an hour. Our temperature last checked 33, so it is a heavy, wet, slushy snow, and this intensity is going to continue for the most part right through about 9 or 10 o'clock. Then it will wind down. The winter storm warning here goes until midnight tonight, and that will be it for the snow. Now, excitingly, we have had 3 episodes of thunder snow in the past 30 minutes. Now, it's not as prolific in the daytime, but it still gets your blood running. We did catch one on camera. Thunder snow! There you go, thunder snow. All right. Well, that made my evening complete. We're out here. We may get a few more flashes because of the instability. By the way, the snow is up here in northern Indiana. You go about 30 minutes south, and it's all rain. Fort Wayne's been rain and snow mixed. And then this is taking a track across southern Michigan and into Detroit. Unlike last week, it's snow and not ice. But we will have a fair amount of wind, gusts 40 miles an hour plus with heavy wet snow. We'll keep our fingers crossed that the power outages are on the low side where we have the snow, because last week we had over 800,000 customers lose power in Michigan. Those are pretty much back on. We'll keep you updated from the snowstorm here in the Midwest. We'll also come back and keep you updated on the severe weather that continues in the southeast and the Gulf Coast.
Is where we find meteorologist Mike Seidel. He joins us live now from South Bend, Indiana. Mike, and some thunder snow today as well. Pretty exciting stuff.
Yeah, we had 3 bouts of thunder snow, if you can call it a bout. Right now, it's still the heavy, wet snow, not snowing as hard as it was, but the temperature's 34 degrees, so it's kind of like white mud. Look at this. This is a great place. This is Howard Park in South Bend off the St. Joseph River, and we've got the Zamboni out here. This is a really cool area this time of year. A long skating rink. You just go around and around and around. Now, in the summer, the ice goes away. This goes away. And they have a big splash pad for the kids on warmer days, like today. Now, the winter storm warning goes until midnight, so we'll see the snow wrapping up later this evening. 5 to 8 inches again. Temperatures by tomorrow morning will fall back into the upper 20s. So again, all this slush out here, this wet snow, is going to freeze. But don't worry, tomorrow we get daylight, some sunshine, and temps up near 40, and that's going to make it much easier to shovel. In fact, it'll melt a lot of it with this now March sun angle. Not a whole lot of wind here. You can see some of the trees blowing that have the lights on them. Out at the airport, we have gusted to 30 miles an hour. The concern was heavy wet snow, strong gusty winds, and power outages, especially in Michigan, where we lost 800,000 customers last week with the ice storm. Those are back on. Do we get a repeat? Doubtful, because snow is not going to cause the issues on the trees as the ice did with the extreme weight. But I'm sure we will have some more power outages coming out of Michigan. Here in Indiana, all the power outages are down south, mid-state down towards the Ohio River outside of Louisville because of the thunderstorms there, Chris. So this winds down, Chris, and we have another storm on the docket later next week. That's a long way off, but the whole pattern's going to change. And as warm as it's been in many areas, it's going to turn cold again. But first things first, we've got to take Quest into the Northeast, where I flew from 2 days ago. I could have stayed in Worcester. What's the latest there from the Boston area? What's ahead for Boston and New England?
Are you sure not on a flight in 20 minutes here, Mike, to head back over there?
Well, I really don't need frequent flyer miles that bad. But okay. Jen Carfagno is up there, and she'll be live in the morning from New England, showing you the Quest impact there as it moves out of here pretty quickly in the next 4 or 5 hours.
All right, it's nice of you to share, Mike. Snowing right now in the Midwest and the Great Lakes. That's what meteorologist Mike Seidel can tell us as he joins us live now from South Bend, Indiana. And Mike, do we hear the snow? I mean, is it a little bit more crystallized? What's going on there, friend?
Yeah, you can kind of hear it hitting my jacket because it's basically just a degree or two from rain. 34 last check at the airport. They're gusting 25 to 30. Power outages are mounting now from the entire system, the warm side and the cold side, the Quest side. We're now up over 1 million customers without power. Most of those are in the warm sector where we've had thunderstorms and wind gusts 70 to 80 miles an hour. But even up here, we've got power outages in southeast lower Michigan. These are some of the same areas that lost power from the ice storm less than 2 weeks ago. Some of those folks just got power on in the past couple of days. Now it's out again. Here in Indiana, all the power happens to be downstate, south and along 70 and south. Most of it is in the lower part of the state around Louisville. So far up in this area where we have the wind and snow, little if any power has been knocked out. I want to show you around. This is Howard Park as the sun goes down. Not bad. It's, what, 6:30? Yeah, another week and a half. It'll be after 7:30 when we switch the clocks back. But the snow is adding up. It's heavy, wet snow. We're now between about 2 and 3 inches, depending on where you put the ruler in. This is going to wind down this evening. So it's done by midnight, but then temperatures will fall into the upper 20s. So all this slush out here that's not treated is going to be very icy in the morning. Remember that at sunrise. Then once we get the sun up and temperatures climbing, that will take care of the slush and the icy spots. We'll keep you updated from here. Jen Carfagno live tomorrow morning from New England as Quest heads in that direction and brings them yet another snowstorm tomorrow morning. We'll keep you updated from here. More severe weather next.
Go now to the Midwest. Meteorologist Mike Seidel in South Bend, Indiana. Hi, Mike.
Hey, Chris. Snow continues to come down, moderate at times. Still, temperatures above freezing. It has dropped from 34 down to 33, so it's still very slushy. Let me show you what happens when you walk out here. Now, keep in mind, overnight, this is all going to freeze up by morning as temperatures fall back into the 20s. Watch this. It's a slop storm. That's what it is. It'd be nicer if it was 5 degrees colder. It'd be powder. You could wipe it off, and it would be easy to clean up. Now, if you're watching, best bet is try to clean up the snow tonight as late as you can. It's going to wind down here in South Bend, likely between about 10 and 11 o'clock. And then you get all that out of the way. So what you have in the morning is a little bit of ice. Also, the windshield wipers up because everything is going to get rock solid once those temperatures fall. We get some clearing. Earlier, though, we had some thunder snow, 3 episodes of thunder snow, and we caught one of them on camera. Take a listen and a look. Thunder snow! There you go, thunder snow. All right. Well, that made the whole evening worth it, didn't it? Warning goes till midnight. 5 to 8 inch storm total here in South Bend. Snow streaking all the way across Michigan into New England later on tonight. We've got over 75,000 power outages in southeast lower Michigan, the same area as Chris that got hit by the ice storm about 10 days ago. Some of those people just got their power on over the past 1 to 2 days. Now it's back out. It's interesting how the power goes out in Detroit pretty fast, it seems. I wasn't expecting that many outages at this point. But again, this winds down tomorrow, 40 degrees, some sunshine. That'll clear off a lot of this slush. We have another storm coming in later next week as the pattern changes and it gets colder again from the Midwest to the East Coast. Chris?
All right, meteorologist Mike Seidel, thank you so much.
We're back here in South Bend, Indiana. Nearly 4 inches of snow so far, but it's a heavy, wet snow. Temperature still, I just checked, 33. So the entire snowfall has occurred at temperatures above freezing. It is going to get back below freezing overnight after, say, 3 or 4 in the morning. Once we get a break in the overcast, the snow's going to wind down shortly, next couple of hours. Look at the streets here. Slushy. Yeah, like a dirty snow cone. Now, these streets have been treated. They're going to be in better shape in the morning when temperatures, early in the morning when temperatures do fall below freezing back in the 20s. But these areas here that are not treated, there's a lot of slush here. This is really all just, I mean, this thing must weigh about 4 pounds. That's how much water content's in this snow. So that's all going to turn to ice. You can see the slush here. This is going to be like a skating rink in the morning. But then tomorrow, as the sun comes up and temperatures climb up to 40, the high sun angle in March, this is all going to melt. It'll be like rivers of water tomorrow. And I think by tomorrow afternoon, there's not going to be a whole lot left, certainly on the hard surfaces, the concrete and the asphalt. Meanwhile, the snow is dumping pretty hard in Michigan, lower Michigan, and the same areas they had the ice storm where we had over 800,000 customers without power. Some of those same folks have lost power again tonight. Last check, most of these are in southeast lower Michigan, including Wayne County, that's Detroit, also Ann Arbor. 167,000 customers have lost power again. Hopefully it doesn't take over a week to get the power back on. Next stop for Quest is New England in the Northeast. Jen Carfagno will be live tomorrow morning on the Weather Channel to show you what's going on in that area. Chris, as we come back in the morning, we'll show you what it looks like and how everything just froze up overnight tomorrow morning starting at 7 Eastern here on the Weather Channel. But it was an excellent 4-hour window because we had 3 episodes of thunder snow. I mean, with that, you can die happy. What else do you need? Oh, except dinner, maybe dinner. We'll get dinner, then we'll come back in the morning.
Mike, let's leave it. Yeah, go to bed happy. How about we go with that, and we'll live to see some more thunder snow. Certainly appreciate it, Mike. Always good to see you and chat with you, my friend.